Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday today. So I'm Heather, and Renee and I come to you live several times a day, starting at 8 Central Time, every even hour. And Renee takes the morning, I do the afternoon, and we just have some fun. And so we show you how easy airbrush makeup is, and how anyone can do it. I mean, if you can hold a pen, you can do it, but it does take some getting used to. And so we're going to, I'm going to be with you. I'm going to be with you for the 2 and the 4. And so I want to go through a complete look with you and show you that with Luminess, it's not all or nothing. You don't have to do everything Luminess or airbrush. You can actually kind of mix and match. And so I'm going to go in, because I just took off my makeup. I'm going to put on some lotion and prep my face. I did airbrush in the 12 o'clock, and we went over the starter kit and what you can do. There's even different ways of putting it on, as far as the order of how. It just depends on what you like. Hello, Patty. Hey, Jeannie. How are you guys? So right now I'm putting on my lotion, and I'm using the AM Ignition lotion. And you can use I like a kind of not a heavy lotion, but a lotion. We do have the M1 primer that you can airbrush with as well. You airbrush that on, and that is a moisturizer primer. We have the SPF 30, which is amazing and lovely. But that contour AM Ignition lotion, it smells like morning to me. I just love the way it smells. Now I'm letting that soak in for a little bit. If you do have your favorite lotion and potion that you use, you most certainly can use that underneath airbrush. You just need to make sure that it is oil-free. It's super important to be oil-free, since our foundations are water-based. And so we all know what happens to oil and water. You will get a little bit of separation there. Now let's go over your starter kit. Real fast though, I'm going to put the times down there that we are on. So if you have an opportunity to jump on during those times, if you're on YouTube, I almost said YouTube. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to us below. Subscribe to us below, and make sure that you do that, because it'll notify you when we're on, and that way you'll get a woo-woo when we're on. So I am now going to show you our starter kit. And the starter kit is pretty darn amazing, because not only are you getting the system itself, the airbrush system, but you're also getting the makeup. So it's not like we say, okay, here you go, get this, and now you have to buy makeup. Nope, it's all put together, and all you have to do is pick a color range. The color ranges are fair, medium, tan, warm, and deep. And then you see there that we even give you 2 bottles of foundation. And that way you can have that perfect match, and as long as you're close to that range. So, and it's pretty easy to be able to pick the range that you're in. And then that's the great thing about Luminess, is that you can color match yourself 365 days a year. So you can go lighter or darker, because we all know that we change colors throughout the year. Now we also give you some Love, which is a hydrating illuminator. And then we also give you the blush. Now the blush, that is super high pigmented. What I love about that is that you can go heavy or light or whatever you want to do, whatever you prefer. And then you can also do it at different times. So you can do blush first, or you could do it after foundation. So we're going to go through all of that so you get to see the options. And if you watch Renee, you'll see her do a different order of things. And again, it's just, if you can get all these movements down and the airbrushing act itself, Everything else is secondary because of the fact that it doesn't matter what you're putting in your airbrush, that movement, that we're going to tell you to do is the same. So good morning, or morning, good afternoon. Oh, Lord. All right. So let me get to what you should do. When you're first getting started, the very first thing is get it out. Get it out and start playing with it. It already comes put together, so everything is connected, and you're just going to play with it. As soon as you turn it on, the hose is already connected to the compressor that's connected to the stylus. The only thing you have to do is plug in the power cord and just feel the air. Just feel that air. Oh, you can just feel the air and feel the feel where it goes. So move the stylus around your face, because that is part of that movement, is moving the stylus around your face. And wherever you feel the air is where the makeup's going to go. And so getting used to that will also help you. Also, practice with water. You can put water in here and just start spraying yourself and see what happens when you pull all the way back or barely pull back. And again, getting used to this. I already told you the second thing is move it around, keep moving around your face. Also want to make sure you stay 4 finger widths away from your face. That is a perfect distance to make sure that the stylus blends everything for you, that it's not going to get splotchy or anything like that. And then the last thing is barely pull back on that trigger. That's the one thing I probably would say to practice, is the barely pulling back on the trigger, because you want very little makeup to come out. It goes against everything we've been doing, but very little makeup to come out. Jeannie says, doing family picture soon. And you're so excited. Yay. She's getting the airbrush. I just got to learn more. Yeah, it's now you look forward to photos because you look flawless, But I did already put on the Velvet Veil. Velvet Veil is a primer. You're going to put it on after the lotion, after your, I put it on after the AM lotion. And that is going to help blur fine lines and wrinkles, pore size. It even helps with redness, which I love. But you talk about night and day, that Velvet Veil is something amazing. All right, so I am now going to go in and I'm going to grab the peach. Is this the peach? Yeah, I'm grabbing the peach color corrector. The peach color corrector I really like. It is for dark circles. It is for sunspots. I'll do about 3 drops. Sunspots, and you are only going to concentrate it on those areas. So I can turn my system on. I have my Velvet Veil on. It's completely dry. And now I'm going to airbrush underneath my eyes. And I go super light. I make the movement first and then start pulling back on the trigger. So I'll feel the product start coming out. And now I'm going in. I do have a little, when I use the tanning stuff, I have like little spots on my face that really grab that pigment. And so I'm evening those spots out real quick. And again, this was just with 3 drops. Now I'm out. So make sure if your 3 drops are not lasting that long, you might want to watch how far you're pulling back on that trigger. All right, so I do have a little, I do have the peach. And this is the other thing we talked about. We have a green color corrector as well. However, I don't believe in switching back and forth. I feel like you need to make it as easy as possible, and it works. So why add another color? Look at your face, and if you have more redness that you need to cover, then use the green color corrector. If you have under eye circles or sunspots, then use the peach, and then you can also finish off with, finish the redness with the peach as well. I don't think we should have to switch colors all the time, because you will still get that coverage, if that makes sense. All right. Yay, Nancy is messing around with her shadows. I love that. With this downtime, we have that extra time, don't we? Which is always great. All right, so now I'm going in, and I think I'm going to I'll do a little bit of contouring. I'm going to contour first, and I'm going to use the darker shade to contour. And I'm putting, oops, sorry, I should show you. Putting the drops in there, turning on my system. And I'm gonna move my hair back just because I want to show you where I'm airbrushing. When I contour, I start where the middle of my ear is and go towards the corner of my mouth, but stop where the color of my eye is. Gives you kind of a game plan on where to go. Holding my mirror to look. Now this will also show you how light I'm pulling back on the trigger and that you don't see it instantly, okay? Now you see it, but now I'm gonna switch to the other side. Because I'm concentrating on one spot, I do want to go back and forth. Now I like a very blended contouring, not a harsh contouring, but if you did want that very harsh contouring, you could take a palette and just hold it there and do that if you wanted to, or if you're getting used to contouring, you most certainly can do that as well. I have bad bags and circles under my eyes. What should I use? Eva, I would start with the peach color corrector. If you have dark circles and things like that, then I would do that. If it's puffiness and like there's a if you can see the puffiness underneath, then I would probably maybe glow. Where you can highlight, if you have that ring of where the puffiness is, you can highlight in that ring, because remember that highlighting is going to make it stand out. So if you can highlight right in the line of the crease, it'll stand out and look smooth, if that makes sense. But if it's dark circles, you know, some discoloration, then I would definitely use the peach color corrector. All right, so I'm going to go back and do a little bit more contouring. Now, because I'm doing this first, if I get a little heavy-handed, it's okay. I'm going to do a little bit on my temples because of the fact that I still have my foundation to do. I can even contour my nose a little bit. Down my chin. And I'll put, if you guys have questions or anything like that, feel free to reach out to us and we will answer you as soon as we can. I see that I need to do a little more tanning because it's coming apart, it's fading on my neck, I can tell. All right. So I'm going to go a little stronger just to show you how nice and blended it goes. All right, so there's my contouring. Very smooth. Is it standing out more than normal? Yeah, but I haven't done my foundation yet. So I have the contouring. I now can go in and do some blush. And so I'm going to go in with Soft Rose. How do you contour a chin? Jeannie, it depends on what you're doing with your chin. I feel like I have a little mark there. Okay. I always say this, but if you want to see the best contouring, look at Boy George. Boy George does amazing work. But with, like, I want this to disappear. And so I airbrush right here so it creates a shadow and you don't see light here. And so that way it will create more of a shadow and hide it. Remember that contouring is going to hide. So I contour here. I contour a little bit on my hairline, little temples. And then here I just go right at my jawline. Now I'm going to add 2 drops of Soft Rose blush. Turn on my system. Adding a little bit of blush to my cheeks. That is all. And then I'm going to go in with Glow. Yeah, Jeannie, I feel your pain, girl. All right, I'm going in and I'm using Glow, and I'm going to use it to highlight. I will go in and I'm going to highlight underneath my eyes. Now, even though I used the peach color corrector to hide underneath there, the peach color corrector is going to look more natural. So if I want my eyes to stand out a little bit more, I'm going to use the Glow highlighter. I now can also go in and do a little highlighting right at the brow bone, very, very lightly, and just blending that down. I will be putting eyeshadow on, so I'm not too, like, I know I'm gonna finish this look, but I'm just adding a little bit. It really will show you, if you can practice on with Glow in that area. You talk about practicing being precise, that will set you free. That's gonna be amazing for you. Okay. Now I'm going to do the Mystic Foundation, and Mystic Foundation is a higher pigmented foundation. So I'm going to go in, shake it up. It is our full coverage foundation. So if you feel like you have more things to hide, want that full coverage, then Mystic's going to be right for you. Now, the other side of that, I'm using our full coverage foundation, but think about all the coverage I've already done. I did the peach color corrector. Even Glow is going to hide some of my flaws. The contouring is going to hide some of my flaws. The peach color the blush is going to hide some of my flaws. So I already have a lot of coverage. So right now, I'm pretty much using the foundation just to blend it all in. Okay, so I'm going to turn my system on, start at my forehead, and start making my passes. When I start airbrushing, I make one complete pass, and then I look and I see, okay, what else do I need? Where else do I need it? Because with airbrush, you're not having to put the same amount of makeup everywhere on your face, okay? So right now, you see that's one pass. Do I want to blend my contour in my cheeks a little bit more? Yes. So I can focus there, focus on this one, go down my neck again to blend that. Let's see, Agnes asked, do you put all in one tap for your face? No, honey, I mean, it's all in this one, and I do it all at different times. So I'll do, if I had highlighting, I do the highlighting color. And then the one thing I will do is if there's some left in the bowl, then I will blow it out. I'm going to have foundation left. So I'll show you real quick. If I do have any product left in here, before I switch to a new color, I will blow it out. And that means pulling back all the way on the trigger and blowing out the product that's left in there. And I do that before adding any other color. Once you do this enough and once you get it down, you'll know exactly how many drops to use, and you won't have that much to blow out. And that's why I tell you, even practicing, or even when you first start out, make sure that you're just adding drops, okay? Don't fill the bowl up all the way to the top, because you're just going to be wasting it. Because you really are going to use less makeup. And so just doing drops at a time, you can keep adding them if you need them, but just keep with the adding a few drops at a time. And then that way you're not going to be wasting any of it. Make sense? All right, I'm now going to put on some lip jelly to make sure my lips are nice and plump. And then at 4, we're going to finish our look. We will finish that look. I am going to do some highlighting with our Optics palette, which is one of my faves. And then I will also do some, let's see, what do I want to do? Renee did such, excuse me, did such a pretty look with the eyes today. I'm like, should I do something like that? I don't know. I'm going to get the Optics out and the palettes that she had out. I might do a little bit of something because I have my pink earrings on, so I might copy her a little bit. But we'll have some fun. Patty asked, do you like to powder? Oh, do I like the powder or the liquid highlighter better? Patty, that's a good question. And it changes. I love our the bronze highlighter. Where is it though? I bet you my daughter has it. I love that bronze highlighter, the liquid one that's in the dagger. I love that one. And you can put it on with, after your airbrush, you can just tap that on, or you can even put it on before. But if you do it after airbrushing, just make sure you tap it on. That way you're not rubbing the airbrush. Today I'm going to use the Optics, the liquid one in the dagger. I feel gives me a dewy look. So it just depends on what kind of look you want. Whereas this one, the powder is a more prominent look, if that makes sense. And I love our luminizers. So it all honestly depends on what look you're wanting. It's so hard to give you a straight answer because that's, I mean, but that's why I love Luminess, is depending on how I wake up and what kind of look I want, there is something for me to achieve that look. And so today my look will be with the powder. This is the Optics. And this is great too, because you can highlight. I can go down my nose, and I do right here at my Cupid's bow, but then you can also put it on top of your eyeshadow to change it a little bit as well. So that's pretty darn cool. Good question though. Good question. All right. Oh, you have the compact powder or this one? Or the Lion King or the, yeah, both of them are really great. So I'm going to use this one. I feel like I have a hair right here. Like an eyelash or something. Nope, it was a hair. Fuzzy. All right. Guys, I will see you back here at 2. We are going to finish the look and be all fancy. All right. So good to see you guys. And we will see each other. I'm going to take this off real quick. We'll see each other very soon. All right. Bye for now.